Let's move on, guys, to the Nuggets. Nikola Jokic scoring 43 of Denver's 99 points last night, but it wasn't enough to beat the Celtics on the road. I should note that Jokic scored just 4 of those 43 in the fourth quarter, but after the game, Nuggets coach Mike Malone was very quick to clarify it wasn't Jokic who needed to do more. Take a listen.
Well, it's not just running out of gas, it's that he needs help. You know what I mean? We're playing a back-to-back tomorrow night, and every night Nikola goes out there and literally puts his team on his back. And, we just need some guys to step up and help him. Jamal tried to get it going, but, he can't have 9 turnovers on the road as our starting guard. And he knows that. Other guys have to find ways to contribute, but it speaks to how well Nikola's playing. He leaves it all out there every night. That's why he's an MVP candidate, obviously. But it can't be just one guy in this league. You need other guys to step up and contribute. And, hopefully we get that tomorrow night. As I mentioned before, I thought the large majority of our guys out there competed at a high level. Didn't necessarily shoot the ball well, didn't necessarily defend well at all times, but for the most part, it wasn't because of lack of effort.
So, Perk, you heard Coach Malone there saying other guys need to step up around Jokic. I know you are not afraid, my friend, to name some names, so go ahead. Who is he talking about?
He's talking to Jamal Murray. Point blank, period. When you think about it, Jamal Murray gave us that great sample size in the bubble last year in the postseason. And we said, hey, he is a rising superstar. Well, he has not lived up to this season. His season average this season is the same as last season in the regular season, and that is not enough. We are looking for big things out of him. Donovan Mitchell has elevated his game. It's time for Jamal Murray to do the same. 19 points a night is not going to cut it. He needs to be in that 25, 26-point range. And he was talking, I think, look, I'm going to put an address on it for Coach Mike Malone. He was talking to Jamal Murray.
I think that's one of the guys, Perk, but I also think he was talking to Porter Jr. in some respects too. He had a donut, and so when you got a guy that could score in bunches and score with scoring is his thing, you can't show up with a donut, and you got to figure out other ways to score. It can't be I didn't get my plays called, I didn't get a pass. You got to go get some easy buckets. You got to run the floor. You got to go get an offensive rebound put back. You got to make a back cut. You got to get yourself going somehow. I remember a lot of times Bron and D-Wade would always say, if I could get a couple of layups, everything else is going to get going for me. If I can get fouled, everything else will get going. And for some reason, Porter Jr. didn't have that in his game last night. He didn't have that force in his game, and I think he will respond. But I agree, Jamal Murray's one of the guys, and no one's going to be harder on himself than a guy like Jamal Murray. But I think, too, Jamal Murray's got to start playing in the now. He can't be worried about last year's bubble and all of these expectations and all of that crap. That's noise. That's ego-driven crap. He needs to just get that noise out of his head, focus in on being the player that he can be night in, night out, and play in the now. Don't worry about what's going to happen later on or what people are saying.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.